Okay.
Hello guys, my name is Wesley and I will be your premium Lyft driver today. Basically what I want to talk about is my first experience for Nashville, Tennessee, working for Lyft. My very first ride began around 12 p.m. or so, ended around 4 a.m. I had a total of 3 rides, which on a Wednesday night, that makes kind of sense. Obviously it's not really popping or anything like that around Nashville. My very first rider that I picked up was, as soon as I hit the online button, I was ready to go. As soon as I hit it, it binged at me, and I was ready to go pick him up. He was very intoxicated, very nice, very good guy, just a little bit more talkative than I probably would have preferred, just because of the fact he was saying some stuff that was really obscure and stuff. But in the total reality of it, when you're intoxicated like that, you're usually going to have that issue. But he was a very nice gentleman, very respectful. Always knew that, obviously I'm a Lyft driver and I can always cancel a ride if I need to. But very good guy in general. My second ride was basically to the point of I picked him up from this club. I took him to the house. Now, I will tell you one thing I'm very disappointed about. When I got to the drop-off zone, I kept the drop-off zone until he got out of the vehicle. But basically when I showed up, or I dropped him off, and basically he talked to me for about an hour or two. Very good guy, very nice guy. Don't get me wrong, he's a great guy. But he talked to me for about an hour, which is not that big of a deal. I love spending time with my riders and stuff like that. That was the best part about Lyft. I wanted to interact with them. That's the reason why I created the YouTube channel, so I could interact. But basically, he talked to me for about an hour. I didn't get paid for it, which I'm okay with. Like, I understand people want to talk, and sometimes the person that you least expect to talk to you actually talks to you, which is kind of the case with this one, because at first I thought he was going to be really quiet and stuff, but he's actually very talkative. But in all reality, I do wish I could kind of get paid for the drop-off. But you know what? For an hour is okay. I can live with it. Basically, my third ride came up to me. I picked him up, and he was a very nice gentleman. His girlfriend or fiance was kind of intoxicated at the time, which is okay, obviously. Around 2. It was around 2 a.m. or so, or 3 a.m. Basically, that was my last Lyft ride. Very nice guy, very gentlemanlike. I did get rated 5 stars for all 3 rides, which is fantastic. Now, I do wish that the Lyft would actually require customers or riders to actually make a comment, because that's my biggest thing. I really wish I would have some feedback and to see what I could have done better. Now, 5 stars, most of the time, I'm a very safe, very cautious driver. Always respectful, always have, something that, like I offer them water bottles and such to make sure I have, very nice experience for the Lyft ride. Now, I was coming home probably around 4 a.m. I live in a very wooded area. Basically, I knew there was going to be deer out. I just didn't know, it was one of those things that I thought I was being careful, but apparently I wasn't being as careful as I should have been. I had my high beams and everything like that, but I was driving home, and basically I hit a deer. Now, Volkswagens, which I drive a 2005 Volkswagen Jetta. Basically, when I hit the deer, I knew the car was done for. I knew the parts would probably be crazy dysfunctional. Basically, my front bumper, I'll actually leave some pictures up here right now. Alright, so you've seen those pictures. Obviously, it wasn't as bad as what it looks like in person. In person, it looks way worse, but actually on the camera, it doesn't look as bad. Basically, my insurance is going to cover it. Luckily, I wasn't driving for Lyft and had a rider with me, because that would have been very complicated, and I just didn't want to have to deal with that. I'm so glad that I didn't have a rider with me, because their safety is my #1 priority when I do Lyft. But when I actually hit the deer actually fell over to the side into the other lane of traffic, because this is a 4-lane road. Basically, I was watching the deer. Obviously, I knew that the doe was actually still breathing. So I called the cops and was like, hey, there's a deer. I hit him. She's still alive, but I don't know for how long. So, anyways, I'm looking at this deer. I just got off the phone with the police. They're coming up there. And one of the another vans or whatever, the driver, actually ran the deer over again. So now this deer has had 2 types of trauma, been hit and ran over at the same time. it's a very traumatizing experience, obviously, for me and the deer. So I called the cops, and the cops showed up. Basically, what they did was they drugged the deer off, shot him, and she was still living for the next 2-3 minutes. I mean, it was really traumatizing for me because I'm not one of those people that like to go hunting and stuff like that. Now, would I like to go hunting? Yes, absolutely. But for what the deer experienced that day, that's pretty traumatizing for anybody. And so the deer are dead, whatever. Basically, what's going to happen is the insurance, my insurance, is actually going to cover the full coverage on the Jetta. Now the thing is with that though, Lyft, I've already told Lyft that, hey, look, I'm not going to be driving for the next 2 weeks. I just want to make obviously sure that everything was going to be taken care of fully. But basically they said that's no problem, just let us know, and et cetera, et cetera. And they're very worried about me, made sure that I was okay first and stuff like that. So Lyft support, phenomenal, 10 out of 10, great people. I love working for Lyft in general. But in all total, even with the deer hit, I had a very enjoyable night. Everyone was really nice, very respectful. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. At first, I was kind of worried. Late at night, drunks, et cetera, et cetera. I figured it was going to be a lot worse than it was. But for my very first time doing Lyft, I have to say I did a very decent. Everyone had 5 stars, so I must have been doing something right. Obviously, I have water bottles there, so people can always take the water bottles from my vehicle and stuff like that. But yeah, so back to the my car situation. Basically, I'll be out of Lyft for 2-3 weeks because the parts around here in Nashville, there's not very many people that actually have the Volkswagen parts already ready to go, ready to be picked up and everything like that. So I'm guessing around 2-3 weeks before my car even gets fixed. Now, I do have other vehicles, but none of them have the full coverage and such like that, so I'm just kind of a little weary about driving, especially late at night, because I actually do 3 different jobs. I actually work at a vape shop, obviously, like I am now. I also work as a photographer for my own company, my own sole proprietor. And then I work for Lyft. So, Lyft is kind of my main job right now. I was trying to go ahead and make Lyft my main job for a little bit, and I just work at the vape shop for a little bit. But in all total, I got paid $31 for 3 rides, and for a Wednesday night, late at night, especially in Nashville, it's usually empty. So I'd actually say I did pretty good for what I was doing. So basically, I just want to take this video and kind of express everything. Take care of you guys. Obviously, I want to give you guys tips and tricks and everything like that, and I want to give you guys the inside view of being a Lyft driver. So this is your premium Lyft driver signing off. Later, guys.